my calendar items, my history, and what we do is we keep a complete paper trail associated with everything that's been done on this particular file. So just like the file that you have at the office, we also have a file every time something's been done within the database. So this information, as well as my documents, that you can all be in one centralized location, your disclosures, your contracts, your addendums, your agency agreements. You've all got those, right? Your agency agreement? Okay. Can all be in one central spot so that you can go to it very, very quickly. That information that we're looking at here is then available to me on my phone. And I can see, for instance, all the people involved, and if I want to get to them quickly, all I have to do is to click on Bruce McMullen, and I will pull up Bruce's, oops, I guess I won't. I guess I won't get to Bruce. Let's see, we'll go to Lori.
Can you download all that information in your computer, or is only website, internet based?
Well, maybe I'm not understanding your question.
If you're not in the internet, that you see all your contacts and...
Yes. We support both. We support what we call a local as well as hosted. So I can work online or offline. However, for your phone, you're going to need an internet connection in order for that to work. So that information is available to me on this particular listing or on this closing. In addition to this information that's on here, one of the features that I'd like to show you here is your leads. We have a lead box that's specific to information that's coming in here. And one of the features that we've developed is a feature called a web form. And a web form is just a submission form that can be installed to any website. If you have multiple websites, it can be installed there. And it's a unique link that's to your database and your database alone. Now, I'm going to show you a generic web form here today. Very simple. No branding, no favoritism for one company versus another. On this one, we have first name, last name, phone number, and email. Of course, we could add in here what kind of home they're looking for, any notes that they want to add, anything along those lines. And so we're just going to put in some information here. He's looking for a house now. And when George goes to your website and clicks on Submit, what we're going to do when you check for your new leads, you will see George Bush has come into your lead box. The minute that he's hit your lead box, he's also hit your phone. That information that you would see here on your phone is going to be the same as what's in your database. We look at campaigns in a variety of different ways. Here's a campaign for a prospect. It's an expired campaign to go out. Here's a list of events. This is going to happen 1 day after it starts, 3 days after something else has started, and it's to be a letter that goes out, and I can see that particular letter. But we also look at campaigns in another manner as well, as to campaigns that are associated with listings and closings. Okay. So here is a listing campaign or a closing campaign, and we can see what's supposed to happen and when, what items are supposed to happen and when. Here, for instance, we see that a buyer final walkthrough is 2 days before a closing date. So to give you an idea of how that might work in real life is let's go ahead and pull up a listing or a closing. Let's pull up a closing. And we have a closing on Garnett that is due to close on April 28th. And And so we have a closing taking place on the 28th. And if I were to change the closing date to, say, the 29th, what it's going to do, it's going to change not only the closing date, but any of the trigger events that are associated with that closing date. So we have a walkthrough that occurs one day before. So what it's done, well, I don't have a walkthrough on this one, but I have keys to the buyer, which happen one day after closing. Now in Utah, typically closing takes place and then funding, and then we don't ever give out keys until the next day. And so that's automatically rescheduled that date for me, and then it should have rescheduled it. I have a closing date now of April 28th. Anybody have any questions?
Cost.
Oh, how much do you think it should be?
Free.
Okay, that's exactly what it is. Okay.
And are you a member of RAMB?
Yeah.
Well, listen, we love that four-letter word, don't we?
Yes, we do.
F-R-E-E,
Yeah.
free.
So it is free. It's free for 6 months. And then it's deep discounted. Okay. Normally, this particular product sells for $149 and $20 a month. For you, we've waived the setup fee, and it's $14.95 a month, and that will include the phone application as well.